Alright, good morning fellas. Welcome to the opening stint of the 6 hours of Autopolis. Just let me know if the sound quality is okay or if I should increase my mic sensitivity or something like that. Great to see already 4 spectators, even though the race is still 10 minutes away. Alright, I'm gonna get myself a cup of coffee, gonna be back shortly. Alright guys, I'm back. Once again, welcome to every one of you to the 6 hours of Autopolis from the WEC series managed by the Digital Endurance series. Very glad to have the honor to stream the first stint. Yeah, my name is Zed Flamehaze. You might also know me as WSR Otaku from obviously WS Racing Esports. And yeah, gonna be alone for the next 90 minutes streaming. But yeah, so since it's only 90 minutes long, I think it should not be that much of an issue. 2 hours would be okay as well. If it would be 3 hours, we might be discussing if it would be a little bit too exhausting, but yeah, got myself a nice cup of coffee. Hell of a lot of good drivers on the grid, so therefore we should be fine. And yeah, very excited for the race, as we have a racetrack that hasn't been seen here in a while. I think we only had a test race a few months ago, which means like 14 months ago, so more than a year in the past. And I think the race was a good one. I think it was like only 2 hours long or 3 hours, something like that. So basically just a test race to see if the lobby settings and so on are working. And yeah, it seemed to be working, as we still have the same settings. If you're curious what they are, you can see everyone is starting with 50% of fuel, tire wears times 1, fuel consumption times 1. We have mixed weather, as we only have one lobby for today, 14 drivers total, 7 drivers in each class. And yeah, therefore it's gonna be an exciting race. Yeah, I would say let's use the time, as we still are missing a few drivers. We are only, yeah, 1 driver short at the moment. I think it's 1 GT car that is still missing. Schönen guten Morgen Alpha-Blitz, an der Stelle auch schönen guten Morgen an alle unsere deutschsprachigen Zuschauer. Schön, dass auch ihr im Stream live dabei seid. Ja, while we're on it, también a todos nuestros espectadores de España, bienvenidos a la segunda carrera de la WEC serie en Autopolis, las 6 horas de Autopolis en total. Encantado de, yeah, que todos vosotros estéis aquí. Yeah, in this place Spanish and German greetings are completed, so therefore we can move back to English. And yeah, let's see if there are some informations on Discord which I haven't seen yet, as we still are 1 car short, which means that we might postpone the race stop by a couple of minutes, but it shouldn't be that much. Hopefully we'll get a solution shortly, but the lobby has been open since 13:30 German time. Therefore, the drivers should be aware that we will be starting any minute. Yeah, and Team Capital confirmed that one of their cars seems to be missing in the GT class. Let's stay with Ryan for a while. We haven't seen him yet, but of course during the race later on we will have an eye on every driver that we see on track. I'm guessing Flipsy's design is one of the biggest candidates for the livery of the day, as it's yeah, once again a very creative design by the DLL team. Very good design on the Lexus, to be honest. Very good design. So let's have an eye on the lobby if something is happening. At the moment it doesn't seem like it. So we have 2 o'clock, which would mean that we normally should be starting already. I think we were going to wait 10 more minutes, and if the last driver does not appear we will start a little bit earlier. But we have the confirmation that the missing driver is on its way, so it should not be taking that long from now on. So now that we have a little bit of time, let's yeah, get a view on how the race will be managed today. So scheduled race start would be right now. I expect a small delay of maybe 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Normal schedule would be that every 2 hours the next stint will start. The stints are 90 minutes long, which obviously means that between each stint there's a 30 seconds break where we will monitor the gaps between the cars in each classes, and after that the next stint will start. Basically with those lobby settings it means that you will be able to even do double stints. I've already seen that Flipsy, who obviously is known as a madman, will do 3 stints in this race, so basically you will be driving 4 hours and 30 minutes of 6 hours, which also is the maximum driving time, so he only has one teammate, which, yeah, the reason of that seems to be, yeah, shortage of one driver, which can happen. It's unfortunate, but no, seems to be good. As Jersey already confirmed that the missing driver is already on its way to the lobby. Start 14:05 German time, which in the UK at the moment should be 13:05, if I'm not mistaken. In the United States, depending where you are, something from 8:05 to 5:05, depending where you are. I think in the West Coast it should be like 5 o'clock and 5 minutes, and if you're at the East Coast you start at yeah, 8 o'clock and 5 minutes. I think therefore every region should be covered. Of course Portugal part of the same time zone as the United Kingdom, so therefore Portugal also the race start will be at 13 o'clock and 5 minutes. So the missing driver is joining for Capital Racing team number 3. So we have 3 more minutes, so hope you're excited. We are. At least I think I am excited, because this racetrack will provide a lot of action. Hopefully not too much carnage, but overtaking here, at least I've heard of it, is really difficult, and multi-class racing could be fun if everyone keeps it together. Let's hope so, but the drivers normally are smart enough to don't do anything stupid. Jo, Tag Tomsoft, schön, dass du auch dabei bist. Zwar nicht pünktlich zum Rennstart, wir haben eine leichte Verzögerung, weil ein Fahrer sich verlaufen hat, aber jetzt müsste alles eigentlich passen. Um 5 Minuten nach geht das Rennen dann los. So, 2 minutes remaining. And we have a yeah, disconnect, or maybe the driver has forgotten something. Maybe he has the wrong livery. Road to Lenkrad, das musst du mir mal erklären, wir haben ja noch ein bisschen Zeit. Flipsy, already with his best reaction, oh my god. Ah, sorry guys. Yeah. It was just the perfect moment for this message. Oh my goodness me. Already in advance, I do apologize if gotta be coughing during some phases of the stint. In this case, I'm trying to mute myself. Still a bit sick. Hopefully, the very good weather that we have in Germany at this moment will change it. And yeah, let's see. Oh my goodness, Wi-Fi died. Perfect fucking timing. Sorry for the F word. Let's forget this. You haven't heard anything. So, while we're waiting, we can also have a look on the grid order. Unfortunately, all cars seem to be at the garage at the moment, so difficult to see who's driving at the moment. So, 14:10, no further delays. That gives us a bit of time to have a look on the grid. So, we have on pole position of the hypercar class, I'm guessing it is the number 64 car. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Yeah, there he is. Jersey starting on pole position, just in front of his teammate, which is Widow from Portugal, who also did a crazy job at Largo Maggiore. Very solid pace. so it's gonna be exciting to see where they end up. In third place we have the WSR Team Yellow with BSR Milano. In fourth place we will be seeing Eddie driving for DLL1. P5 is VSR Vulcan 09 for the number 1 car of WS Racing, Team Blue. Then we have in 6th place Blaze Tim for Spider GT, team number 1, and the last car in the hypercar class of those who qualified is driven by, yeah, where is he? Always difficult to find the drivers if you're searching for them. It should be Ryan, is he's the only car missing, yes, starting number 60, that fits perfectly. His teammates drove the qualifying, therefore his name is not on the qualifying list, of course, as only 2 drivers were needed, but of course the third one still can start the race. So, yeah, Ryan Aljabari starting for Escuderia Pantera, team number 1. So, 1 car fell out of the qualifying as we had 8 GT registrations and, no, 8 hypercar registrations, but only 7 spots on the race. So, yeah, let's move on to the starting grid of the GTE class. So we have in P1 Aif Gobabi with, from the United States, if I'm not mistaken. He is also half Ukrainian or maybe full Ukrainian, but the flag was not available. I'm not quite sure. What I'm sure about is that he is crazily 7/10 ahead of the next car. Which actually is my car, to be honest, but yeah, it's gonna be a very difficult race. Second place goes to the WSR Porsche, driven by Mr. Krabs 13. In P3 we have DLL3 with Cookie Monster Lexus, driven by Flipsy. Where is he? Yeah, here he is. We will later get a better picture of the cars as they are still in the box, and I unfortunately cannot get a better view at the moment. His teammate is starting just behind him, DLL Johnny in the BMW M6. P5 goes to Zero Kuhaku. No, Kuhaku is not driving at the moment, he will drive later on. Joe Cubano is driving the first stint. In P6 we have Team Capital number 4. Which is the car that is missing at the moment. I think it's also a Lexus, if I remember correctly. And yeah, the final spot in the GT class goes to the second WSR team, where WSR Kev will be doing the race start. Unfortunately, yeah, 5 cars missing from the GT class, as there were no, 4 cars were missing, as we had 11 GT registrations in total, but yeah, as in the hypercar class, only 7 available spots. Oh yeah, there's a mistake, it's stint 1 of 4, of course, that's on me, so please just ignore it. It wasn't on purpose, of course it's only stint 1 out of 4. To be honest, I didn't change it. It was the title which was previously set for the 24-hour race of Spa. So hopefully Big Mac will change it when he streams after me. So Pastina Calda joined the lobby once again. As we've heard, there was like a Wi-Fi failure, but yeah. Let's hope that he joins the track. Flipsy is Stick at Home, who's hosting the lobby, will set him on his correct grid position, which at the moment is P13, if I was not mistaken. Yes, P13 in total, which means P6 in the GT class. Alright, the lobby is full. Take a deep breath, everyone. 6 hours Autopolis just right ahead of us. Stick at Home has the permission to start the race. All cars are now moving on track. Of course, we will just have a flying start with... Oh my goodness, he has a disconnect again, but I don't think that we will wait for him once more. Those are the things that you also have to keep in mind if your internet lets you down, which really is unfortunate. So we started, one car missing, but we gave him 3 chances, so as for now I expect that this is the normal race start. So all cars up ahead. As we mentioned before, we have Xerxity for Capital on pole position. It's a 1-2 at the moment for Team Capital. And we are moving on the start-finish straight already. We are just seconds away from the race start. We should see the countdown any moment. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Rock and roll, guys. Let's go. 6 hours. Autopolis just ahead of us. The race is on their way, and we already have a great getaway from both Team Capital cars. Milano already with a look to lunge up the inside, but he thinks better of it. Very close between all the cars in the hypercar class. We will have a look shortly to the GT cars as well, of course, where it seems that nothing has changed. As Aljaburi is... no, there has been a lot of changes, and yeah, Pasina Caldara joined the race, but we gave him 3 attempts. The Orga has to check what will be the decision afterwards. Let's have a look to the GT cars at the moment, because there have been a few changes. Gobabi moved to... no, he stayed in P8. This was his starting position. Mr. Krabs in P9, Flipsy in P10, so everything as it has been before. Johnny P11, Cap already made up 1 position. Of course, we are 1 driver short, while Joe Cubano moved back to the last position for the time being. So, Jersey Team P1 with his teammate very close behind. Great to see those 4 cars just over a second of a gap between every one of those. Vulcan also not that far away, and yeah, also placed him having a look to not lose too much time. Ryan also already a second behind, but yeah, still within striking distance. And in the T class the gaps are spreading out a little bit more, as I would have expected it. Meanwhile, the hypercar class still very close together, so let's keep there. I think the teammates of Team Capital are playing along, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there will be a team order. Yeah, keep an eye on that, but at the moment the pace seems to be very good for both cars. So Milano just behind, minding his own business for the time being. Eddie in P4, Vulcan just behind him, and placed him already losing a bit of time. Maybe there's been a slight mistake. Very easy to do a mistake on this track. It's one of the most difficult real-life tracks that we have in Gran Turismo, in my opinion at least. But to be honest, it's also a very great track to drive. It's very fun, and it's a challenge, but one that is really enjoyable. So Gobabi already pulling away in P1. Mr. Krabs in 2nd place, Flipsy just behind, already pulling away from his teammate, who's under pressure from the Lamborghini of WSR, it seems at least. And Joe Cubano already 6 seconds behind there. Must have been a mistake, no damage, luckily, so that's good to see. Yeah, at the front, everything as before. So the gaps are beginning to increase already, and yeah, the Team Capital driver already left the lobby, so yeah, there seem to be some internet issues, but yeah, we already waited 10 minutes, which is long, and yeah, could have joined a little bit earlier to manage those issues. It's very unfortunate, but at the moment it is what it is, so yeah, let's decide later on what happens and focus now on the race. So Eddie getting under pressure from the WSR Team Blue hypercar. You can spot the difference between both hypercars very easily by spotting the front bumper of both cars, which is obviously for Team Blue blue underneath, and for Team Yellow, yeah, you might have guessed this, of course, it's in red. No, of course it's in yellow. So Blaze-Tim already closing the gap once again a little bit. While Ryan is losing a bit of time. And Gobabi doing a great stint, trying to pull away as quick as he can. And yeah, in the meantime, Flipsy staying close to Mr. Krabs in the Porsche. Lexus, great car on fuel, as we've seen it in past events. And we are seeing it already. Fuel consumption seems to be a little bit better compared to the Porsche in front. And of course also compared to the BMW behind him. Great pictures, to be honest, to see here between both hypercars, being this close together and not getting into a fight, just doing a great job by pulling away from the rest of the pack. Very nice to see for the neutral spectator. We have to keep an eye, of course, also on the hybrid energy usage, which is not always the same between each driver, and it might be a massive factor as there are not that many long straights but many acceleration zones, and therefore the hybrid system will help you normally. Of course, that only counts for the hypercar class. This Blaze went almost a little bit wide there, but kept it on the racing line. Great job. No incidents at the moment, only one car who's losing a bit of time, which is Joe Cubano, but to be honest, he's closing the gap again. He was like 6 or 7 seconds behind, now it's only 5.8. Great to see the positions 2 to 6 this close together. 2 to 5, sorry. No, I was right. 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, 2 to 5, sorry. Yeah, Johnny for the win. Yeah, at the moment he's very close to the leading pack. He has his teammate just in front. Tire seems to be a little bit better on Flipsy's side. Fuel consumption as well. Pace-wise, they are very close together. 43.9 in race trim. It's a very strong time, so yeah. On the other hand, the cars in front are doing the same lap times. And yeah, at the moment Gobabi with the fastest lap time by far with a 43.1, and his next race, his next lap just a 43.3. Crazy pace. Very crazy pace, and yeah. I calculated that at lap number 8 or 9, something like that, more or less, we will see the first blue flags on track for the hypercars approaching. Still a very close game. Oh, there's still being contact between both teammates! Oh my goodness me, it's kicking off already. I'm not quite sure if there was contact or if Xerxes team might have touched the curb a little bit too much. Very easy to happen. We were very lucky to be live on the action. Very, very lucky, as I don't have replay functions, as I'm streaming directly from my PlayStation. So therefore no replay available, but I'm pretty sure that there could have been contact between both cars. I hope there is not, but yeah, the snowball effect of that is that Milano is already in slipstream striking distance. Therefore it's about 1 second with those cars, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. His times seem to confirm it. Eddie is also not that far away, and meanwhile Vulcan seems to be struggling a little bit. Very quick driver, but yeah, it's very difficult to find a way past the next hypercar. The dirty is very crazy, and yeah, we've only seen one overtake at the moment. So, how does it look in the classes below? Very good job by the Lambo managing his tires as well. Almost the same lap time between both cars. Crazy stuff. Ooh, the tire wear is crazy on Joe Cubano's car. And Widow is pulling away, so he seemed to have waited for the perfect opportunity to overtake the car ahead. Here we have, I think, the closest pack at the moment between SAL, Eddie and Milano at the moment. Eddie closing the gap now in the slipstream. He should be able to get a little bit closer. Doesn't look like it. Maybe he's saving some fuel. Maybe it's also setup related, as there are different philosophies, of course. So 10 minutes have already passed, 80 minutes still ahead of us, full of racing action. Tires are very evenly spread out between every car. Amazing to see how close it is, and yeah, also massive pace by Babi at the moment. Very strong pace. Oh, went a little bit wider, but shouldn't be that much of an issue, might just be a lag. So the gaps between the hypercars now, yeah, a little bit larger than before, so does not look like there will be an overtake in the next few minutes. And of course, if it's difficult to overtake on track, you always need to have a solution for your pit stop strategy, which yeah, it's difficult to say. You might be able to get away with only one pit stop per stint, but I'm not sure if it might also be even quicker to do a second pit stop, gain back some time with fresh tires, and yeah, see what happens. Still only 6 seconds, the gap between P1 and P5 at the moment in the hypercar class, which is the gap between the first two cars approximately in the GT lobby, although I have to admit that the Lamborghini seems to be lagging a little bit, or is it the lobby? No, the rest of the car seems to be fine. Kobabi with lovely fuel consumption as well. Oh, and Kev now really close to the Johnny, may be able to do an overtake now. Those sections on the track are one of those opportunities where you can go for it if you get a good exit. Gap seems not to be really coming down. The BMW with a lot of power on the straights. Just missing out in the slower corners. That's where the mid-engine cars gain the time back under normal circumstances. But nevertheless, a Lambo with a good top-end speed, maybe not with the best acceleration of all time. But yeah, of course, you have to keep in mind, if there's a Lamborghini leading the pack, the BOP seems not to be that bad, and it's also confirmed as the pack is so close together. Therefore, yeah. So we might be seeing the first overtakes on track shortly. Yeah, we have already, as Joe Cubano already has been overtaken by Widow. City the next in line to overtake the first GT car. Great job there. Joe Cubano staying away from the racing line, which is exactly what you are not supposed to do. I hope that he remembers that he has to stay on the racing line and that the hypercars do have to find themselves their way past. Ooh, that was a little bit risky, but everything went well. So now it's kicking off overtaking action. And of course, lapping slower cars also means that the gaps might change a bit. They might increase, but they might also decrease, and also it provides the opportunity of position change. So, yeah, that's the beauty of multi-class racing. Look at this hypercar train now, getting close to the next GT fight. You love to see it, don't you? Also crazy to see because the LMHs normally seem to be a little bit slower in the slower sections of the track. Oh, there might be an overtaking opportunity as WSR Milano lunges up the inside and gets the position. Still the fight, and there was contact. There was a contact, and I think Milano got sent off the track by City. No damage whatsoever, but he's losing yet another position against Blastem. Is he able to keep it around the outside? He's not trying, at least. Maybe he's trying to overtake him now on the start-finish straight. Very unlucky. I think it was not on purpose, to be honest, but yeah, that's what happens when you have multi-class racing. Ku says already it's on the capital car. Yeah, it can happen. It was very close. We have to see if it was a racing incident. I'm pretty sure it was not on purpose, but yeah, that's just multi-class racing. Those situations will happen, can happen every time, and we will probably see a lot of them later on once again, as Blastem is now in front of Milano, who's trying now to lunge up the inside. Very difficult to get past there, and yeah, didn't work out as expected. Yeah, Kev is, I think, making a bit of space for his teammate so that he does not get held up and goes onto the ground. That does not really happen. And he also gets half a second penalty. Oh my goodness me. So what's happening in front? So Gregory, or Mr. Krebs, Gregory is his real name, has been overtaken by, the hypercar pack that we have seen before, fighting for P1, I think, still. Gap behind still remained the same. Gobavi still in front, but he will still be overtaken by a few cars. At least by some. And Widow made a great job managing traffic, as he gained like 5 seconds just by making the right decisions, it seems. And Eddie, of course, now, due to one car missing, is now fighting for second place against City. Waiting for the second straight, maybe to do an attack. Good exit by Eddie, but not good enough, as he will keep second place for now. WSR Vulcan also only 1 second behind, but the gap to P1 increased instantly due to this racing action. A lot of racing action, and there will be a lot more later on as well. Taiwan seems to be a little bit better compared to the sister car of WSR at the moment. Oh, there's a car missing. Gobabi went to the pits. Has there been damage? Gobabi was in the pit. We missed it. I'm so sorry, guys. The race leader went into the pits. I think he refueled a little bit. But if you keep the time... if you watch how much he refueled, it's about a little bit more than 40%. I don't think that it was a scheduled stop, to be honest. Or is he on a two-stop strategy? If that's the case, it was way too early to do a pit stop. Now getting back in position against Joe Cubano, who gives him enough space. Obscure confirms that it wasn't damage. Very surprising that we see such an early pit stop. Or maybe he's smarter than us and is trying to avoid traffic, as he has cleaned the air now at the moment. So, if that's the case, not a bad idea. Fair play. Those things you also have to consider, as Mr. Krebs now getting overtaken by Rajan Aljobori, which is currently the last place car. Here we have him driving for Scuderia Pantera. Oh, and he missed totally his braking point. That was a little bit too late, sir. Or madam, I'm not sure, I would guess sir, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Milano still behind Blastem, is This is definitely what he does not need at the moment. He might be fuming at the moment. Yeah, meanwhile, Society pulled away again, and yeah, it's gonna stay interesting. What's for sure is that Gobabi will definitely have to do another pit stop, as the fuel will not be sufficient to finish his race. The clouds are getting a little bit darker. We get an eye on the sky, and yeah, that brings me to an important point we have to talk about, because it is possible to have rain at Autopolis, as we had in Spa, and there is a major difference. We already announced it a few minutes ago, or we reminded it, as it is stated in the rulebook. You are not allowed to use intermediate tires, because you're not allowed to use them in real life either in the WEC series. So you only have slick tires, hard, medium, soft. Normally you drive only the soft tire, as it is last long enough, or you may run out of fuel before the tires wear out, depending on the track. And then you only have the full wet tire as an option in case that the track has not enough grip due to water on track or rain. So yeah, just a friendly reminder to all teams to please not use the intermediate tire, as you might get penalized for that. My apologies. So of course it means that Mr. Krabs in the WSR Porsche is now in the lead of the race, but only by 1.6 seconds. The gap's still really close. Tire wear on the Lexus looking great, especially yeah, the rear tire, of course, as the car is a front engine car. You might already expect that the front tires last a little bit less than the rear tires. Good traffic management here by both cars. Our next car in line will be Mr. Krabs once again. He has been overtaken just before, but of course remember there was a mistake by Ryan, and therefore he now had to overtake the Porsche once again, and yeah, worked out perfectly, as we see. We're doing a great stint at the moment. 33.7 is last lap time. That might be... yeah, it was not due to traffic, as there's not a single car in the vicinity. So I really would like to know what happened to Gobabi, as he was doing an amazing stint. Great tire wear, great fuel consumption. And if there was no damage, what was the reason for his pit stop? Was it really just due to traffic? I mean, if it works out, it would be great to see, but yeah, it was just a little bit surprising. But of course, it's clear that he's really fast, as he just gained like half a second back. Milano was pushed wide by a Team Capital car 5 laps ago, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think it was on purpose. It was very close. They were overtaking LMGT3 cars, and therefore he fell back to last place. And yeah, you get a really good example how difficult it is to overtake if you compare the lap times between both cars. Placed him on average is like 6-7 tenths slower at the moment, but it's so difficult to overtake due to the amount of dirty air those cars produce. He's trying everything at the moment. You really see that he wants to get past, but it's just so difficult. I blazed him, also fair play to him. He's doing a great job of keeping Milano behind for, I think it's now like 4 laps or so. I think, yeah, in lap 10 you can see there was a 42. This was the lap where he got pushed a little bit wide. Those are some hypercars. It's just the closest fights at the moment, so therefore we keep an eye on that for now, but of course I will move through the grid later on, I promise. Yeah, nothing happening here at the moment. I'm pretty sure if I leave now they will overtake each other, but yeah, let's risk it. So Vulcan at the moment in P4, 2 seconds behind Eddie, driving for DLL, who is only half a second behind Cersei, so the gap between those two decreased as well, and the reason for that seems to be the tire wear. The tire wear is a little bit better on Eddie's car, and also fuel-wise, Eddie's doing a way better job. This might save him like 3 or 4 seconds in the pits, and those are the factors that I talked about. This will be definitely important. This will be one of those factors in this race that might decide if you will finish in P1 or maybe even in P4 in your class. Those things will be a factor. And you see how close he's now. He maybe is going for the overtake now on the start-finish straight now. If he lines up perfectly for an overtake, yeah, he's staying on the same line as Jersey is at the moment, so it seems to be a little bit too far away, and he lost a bit of time on the acceleration out of the last corner. So nothing happening here at the moment, but this is one of the closest packs at the moment. Yeah, Milano still behind Blaze Tim. And yeah, Ryan 21 seconds behind. Might not be feeling so comfortable. Oh, he had a mistake in lap 13 as well. And yeah. So, back to the GT cars, where Mr. Krabs is still leading. Flipsy in P2, Johnny in P3. Fighting against Kev, who now gets past him. Overtake on track. I think it's the first overtake we've seen without any contact on track, so it only took us 26 minutes. So, on minute 52 we will see the second one, of course. And yeah, so Kev moves up to P4 in class. 7 seconds behind Flipsy, and yeah, he will definitely try to close this gap to help his teammate. Yeah, and Johnny with a terrible tire wear at the moment, but yeah, that's one of those major factors you also have to consider. Tire wear's crazy on this track. If we compare it to Le Mans, for example, where you can do like maybe 20 laps. Of course, 20 laps in Le Mans mean a lap on the GT cars about 4 minutes. So yeah, it's almost double as long. So Gobabi, he made a pit stop very early. You can see it spotted maybe in lap 11. We don't exactly know why. The only thing that we saw is that Spider GT informed us that there were multiple factors. So maybe it is due to avoidance of hypercar traffic, which would be a smart decision if it works, as he's definitely coming closer to the cars in front. But we will surely see him once again in the pits a bit later, and the pit stop will be a bit shorter compared to the guys in front of him. So yeah, let's see how it ends. Oh, Milano is already losing time. He lost like 1 second. Yeah, here we have him. Similar fuel management compared to his sister car, which is in P5 at the moment. Look at the tire wear on Eddie's car. Great job there. But also props to the car in front, who's keeping him again behind for such a long time. Very dominant race at the moment from Team Capital. Yeah, the only unlucky factor was that we have 1 car missing. As he joined way too late due to internet issues, and we waited 10 more minutes. We gave him 2 chances, and yeah, in the end it was a little bit too late. Yeah, just in case, if you would like to vote for the livery of the day, keep in mind that I realized that just now that the design from DLL is based on the Sauber Mercedes C9 design. If you look at it closely, I only realized it because of the sponsors below of AEG and so on, and yeah, later on due to the green mirrors, which first I thought they just were there for being there, but yeah, there seemed to be a little bit of a deeper meaning. Yeah, fair play. That's teamwork. That's how it works. Just have to use the opportunities you have. Yeah, now that you talk about Widow, he's coming into the pit, so this looks like a two-stop strategy. As we now have reached the 30-hour mark. Of course, this will mean that the rest of the pack will move up ahead, except if they get into the pit lane. I'm guessing Eddie is one of those candidates who will be trying to go for the one-stop. The tire wear definitely allows him to do so. Vulcan also coming into the pit. A little bit less fuel compared to the rest of the pack. Milano staying out, doing one more lap, maybe two, maybe also going for the one-stop. The one-stop would mean basically that he has to do like 9 or 8 more laps, something like this. Blazed him also coming into the pit, so this might be the reason why Milano stayed out. The tire wear was pretty good compared to the car in front of him, so he might be trying to get the overcut done. As Blazed him now crucially comes out behind Ryan, he must get past him really quickly, and he tries to do so. And then, yeah, now he sees the exact opposite situation that he had for the last 10 laps. Instead of being in front of someone and holding it up, he now is being held up by himself, by a car which has not come into the pit lane, and therefore now stayed in front of him. So that's an irony. Yeah, let's see how Ryan handles the situation. I have to say the tire wear on Ryan seems to look really, really good. Slight dive bomb by Blazed him, but no contact, therefore it seemed to be like an okay move, and he got past. Yeah, Mr. Krabs and Flipsy also doing a very similar job. Tire wear wise, Flipsy has a little bit of more fuel in his car. The lap times are approximately the same. Flipsy seems to be a little bit quicker in this phase of the race. Yeah, meanwhile, Gobabi closed the gap to Kev. He was, 9 or 8 seconds behind, and now he's, just gluing behind him, and yeah. But of course, getting close is something. Of course, you also have to get past. Most GT cars will have to two-stop. Yeah, at the moment, not a single car went into the pits of the GT cars, I think. Except of Gobabi, who now gets the position around the outside, out of the second to last turn of the second sector. Tires too back to make it. Yeah, it looks like it, but if you compare it to the rest of the field, the tires are still okay, and you crucially have track position. And we saw in the hypercar class already how difficult it is to overtake, so... Yeah, on the other hand, it's great to see that there are two different strategies that can work. That's the great thing about multi-class racing, of course. Great traffic management once again by the two DLL teammates, giving themselves enough space. Yeah, I know, I feel it, mate. Larger lobbies, imagine 30 cars, and we could have had easily 2 lobbies. We would not have needed to exclude some drivers, but yeah. Of course, it's more unlucky if you get a situation like we have today where... Oh, there's a disconnect if I'm not mistaken. Or was it just a mistake? It looks like a disconnect, to be honest. Yeah, that's a disconnect, and to be honest, that's my car, so yeah, that's a disconnect. That's very unlucky. In the lead of the race, we have 2 race leaders already who had a disconnect. That's unlucky. The only positive thing is that he has not done his pit stop yet, so he might get some time back as we had a good qualifying time, but yeah, it's gonna be difficult, and Gobabi will definitely get back the lead as he's already closing the gap to Flipsy, who also will still have to do his pit stop. Yeah, he will have to refuel a little bit less. Yeah, difficult to say. I know that Mr. Krabs sometimes has some internet issues, so yeah, it is what it is. First disconnect not between 5 or 10 laps. Yeah, that's... Nah, that's not true. I think we had some on the Spa race as well. yeah, we only had one WEC event at the moment, so yeah. But you are probably right. So Johnny also went into the pits already. Yeah, we had expected that, but I'm not sure if he's going. Yeah, he will stop once more. It's not enough fuel. Fuel consumption was a bit too high. Joe Kuban already went into the pits. He, I think, at least is trying to go to the end. So, just inform my teammate about what he will have to do. So, 36 minutes pass, which means 54 minutes remaining. And Gobabi is closing the gap to Flipsy, and he will maybe even gain the lead back before entering the pits. Oh no, he spun out! Please don't hit anything, please don't hit anything. No, he didn't hit anything. So what is Kev about to do with it? He is at least closing the gap, but I think Gobabi just recovered finally. Yeah. So just a scary moment, but it could have been way worse. So Milano coming into the pit lane, and this will be interesting, as remember he was behind Blaistem, and he still is behind Ryan. He's also losing time. Even though that he has better tires. There's been a mistake. Lap 58. Or was it his pit stop? It could have also been his pit stop. Yeah, it was. So, Milano still in the pits. Oh, he also has damage. That's maybe the reason why he came in. I think he was trying to do one stop. But it, yeah, didn't work out as he expected. Widow is definitely going for the 2-stop, that's for sure, as he has not enough fuel to go to the end of the race. Eddie has around the same amount of fuel, but obviously way worse tires. So he should be able to pull away. Normally I would say, okay, it's very difficult to recover, but keep in mind, one rain phase or something like this, and yeah, it's basically the second disconnect we have in the stint, and everything comes back to you maybe. So yeah, let's keep calm, let's keep our heads down, and yeah. Yeah, Blaiston got a bit of time back. Oh, Milano 12 seconds behind, that must be a massive mistake. Oh, no, he refueled just a little bit more, that's where he lost the time, so he didn't say anything. So Milano will go for, yeah, I think he's trying to go to the end. Not sure if it works, but if he comes to the pits, at least he does not have to refuel as much. Ah, that's the reason why Ryan is losing a bit of time. He's stuck in traffic at the moment. This can happen. Oh my goodness me. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kev wanted to enter the pit lane. He made a little bit of an unclear sign with this indicator. He signed to the left and then pulled to the left. No, he signed to the right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but yeah. I think the crash was something else. Maybe we will see a penalty for Ryan. We have to see it. He's already refueling. Let's see where he gets out. There's someone on the start-finish straight. I think it's yeah, who is it? Ryan is out of the pit. No penalty, so lucky that this was not a factor, and he's just behind Johnny, and he will, yeah, surely overtake him before the start finish, before the next corner. Yeah, overtake completed. No problem. trying to let the hypercar pass in a different way was all part of the strategy. Yeah, that's smart thinking. On the track where overtaking is difficult, of course, those factors have to be taken into consideration. Obviously. So Vulcan went past Exercity, of course he has a little bit less fuel on board, but crucially track position compared to the car that was for a long time in front of him. So this is playing out nicely at the moment for the number one car at the moment. Milano's closing the gap, and of course the danger might exist that he will eventually reach the car in front. Both of them giving the headlight smash. Yeah, love to see it. So Ryan might be able to go to the end, but I'm not sure. Milano at least thinks so. Both of them have the same amount of fuel. Oh, Gubabi again with massive lag, and his last lap time was not really good. It might have been due to traffic. So, just in case that anyone of the Orga is there, we are currently filling in the gap record for the disconnect of the WSR2 car, which is the Porsche. So, if you're looking for the gap, we are sending it in right now. Just in case that you're wondering if you want to find it later on, the gap should be reported in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, Gubabi's losing a bit of concentration, and yeah, but I think the 45 might have been due to traffic. That's the most obvious reason. Yeah, I totally agree. Rounded Potato was a very, very good held up, and yeah, of course, if you have 2 cars in front, you are allowed to do something like this. Of course, it maybe annoy the cars behind, but of course, that's not your problem. You are allowed to do everything that you can do if it's within the rules, and of course, this is far from being illegal, so therefore, fair play to you. And yes, you're still in a good position. You're at the moment in P4, very close to the WSR car. Both of you have to stop again. You have a bit more fuel, so yeah, it's looking really close at the moment, but yeah, of course, Widow is doing an amazing job by pulling away, just like if it was as normal as breathing. Surprisingly, the WSR car with the best hybrid management at the moment, this might still be a factor later on. So Flipsy's about to make his first pit stop as well, as Gubabi is closing the gap. He will also have to do one more pit stop, but it will be a little bit later, and he surely will have fresher tires. So Kev also around to do his first pit stop. Anyone else who still has to enter the pit lane shortly? I think there was one other car. Yeah, Flipsy, and he's coming into the pits now. Exactly at half time. Yeah, the pace of Widow is unreal. It's crazy to see, so great job, guys. Yeah, we already saw that on Lago where he was doing the same lap times as TL Lightning, so yeah. I'm not surprised that he's that far away at the front at the moment, even though that we have a very strong lobby. So Flipsy also into the pit, already getting out of there. Bit less than half of a full tank, but this is definitely enough to go to the end. I can confirm that already to you. So Gobabi back in the lead, but also like 5 or 6 laps short of his final pit stop. Which may be throwing him 1 or 2 positions back, but he's doing amazing lap times at the moment. 43s constantly. So Johnny at the moment behind his teammate, but remember, he will wait. He has to make 1 more pit stop. So unfortunately no fights at the moment, and the weather also looks fine. Yeah, both WSR cars leaving each other enough space. Yeah, Kev might know that Milano at the moment is chasing the car in front of him, and in the meantime Kev seems to be in no man's land territory at the moment. But he has enough fuel to go to the end, and the tire wear seems to be looking fine. So this is the car that he's chasing at the moment. Right. Gonna clean my nose for just a moment, so yeah. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the minor interruption. Oh my goodness me, we got a rejoin of a car that does not belong in this lobby, so yeah, reminded to the host to please kick this driver out of the lobby. Oh, yeah, never mind. He left, or maybe Stick at Home kicked in and I haven't seen it. the tire wear will be a massive factor for Joe Cubano. I don't think that he will be able to go to the end. I think he has to stop once more, at least to change his tires. Fuel looks good, but the tire wears, yeah, not the best we've ever seen. Oh, Vulcan lost a bit of time. Yeah, he had a mistake. Has he been held up in traffic? I don't think so. There's one car which is... no, it's Eddie, so there must have been a mistake. So the gap between both cars, only 1.4 seconds. And crucially, Xerxity still with a little bit more fuel on board, which normally should mean that he will be ahead of the WSR car after the next round of pit stops, which will commence in the next 4 or 5 laps, something like this. Maybe a little bit later. I think, yeah, we can expect both cars to enter the pit lane around the hour mark, so in the next 10 minutes. That makes sense. So, apologize if I'm a little bit too quiet at the moment. I'm doing some orga work at the same time now as I'm monitoring the race and yeah, trying to commentate. I'm gonna be back shortly. It's just always a little bit complicated if you have a disconnect and you have to send in the gap and to keep an eye if everything has been sent in correctly. But yeah, it seems to be looking good, and therefore we can now focus back on the race. So let's see where everyone is. I think this is one of the closest gaps at the moment. Xerxity against Vulcan, and it will get much closer as Vulcan arguably is the faster driver, but he will lose track position after the next phase of pit stops. At least it is very probable. If yeah, we keep in mind that Xerxity has way more fuel than the WSR car. And this will, yeah, save him like 5 or maybe 6 seconds in the pits. Yeah, so we have to consider that after the next round of pit stops. Gobabi with, yeah, not that much fuel on board. He will come into the pit lane now. I hope that he does not run out of fuel, but I don't think so. Eddie getting past him around the outside. Great job, both of them leaving each other in that space. Yeah, Gobabi should be fine. Seems to be, or is he massively short shifting? No, looks good. Normal short shifting, so yeah. All good at the moment. The pit lane is just 2 corners ahead. Yeah, perfect fuel management. He's coming into the pits a little bit earlier than expected, but yeah. He can allow himself to do so as the lap times are great at the moment. Yeah. The question will be if Flipsy, Johnny, yeah, I think both of them are the only drivers who could do it. If they get past Gobabi, I would say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. Gobabi is starting to refuel. He will need like, I would say 33, 34, maybe 35% of fuel. Flipsy's on the start-finish straight already. I think he's getting past him, but it will be very, very close. Gobabi taking a bit of extra fuel. What about Johnny? Johnny now on the pit exit. There's Gobabi exiting, and we have some cars very close together as Johnny gets the position and gets past Gobabi, and both of them missed their braking point. Oh my goodness me, I can't believe what just happened there. I don't think that there has been contact between both cars as the hypercar was already ahead. Which one was it? Was it Exercity? No, it was our race leader, Widow! Oh my goodness me! The guy that has not had a single mistake all race long now made a mistake. Ah, there are some things in life that you just can't make up. So, Vulcan 2 or 3 laps short of his pit stop. Exercity, yeah, almost double amount of fuel. And Eddie's also not that far behind, but crucially, he will stay out till the end of the race if nothing happens. So I think he's good till the end. His tire wear was great before, so I think... yeah, I think he will stay out. He will not have to do another pit stop. Oh, the gap is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And I think Vulcan is getting closer to... Is it Ryan? Yeah, it is. Blue flags for Ryan, and of course, if it's in the same class, the rules are clear. Stay out of the racing line if a faster car is approaching. As it's mentioned above, of course, if you can't speak German, you can read it, so yeah. Blue flags give way to the faster car behind. And we see the reason why he's losing time, yeah. Vulcan giving head flash, making clear that he wants to get past shortly. Yeah, what's Ryan going to do? Perfect opportunity now to stay off the racing line. He's not doing so. So let's keep an eye how it looks for WEC Vulcan. This is a point where you normally don't want to stay in front of the car when you get blue flags. Oh, and he's not making any space. I'm pretty sure that WEC Vulcan will not be very happy about this. Don't lose your nerves, dude. Don't lose your nerves. The stewards will definitely have a look onto this. Doesn't matter whatever happens, because this is definitely a blue flag infringement now. And crucially, the car behind is also closing the gap now. Oh my goodness me, what is he doing? He's weaving now on the straights. That was crazy. Well, at least it worked out in the end. Yeah, but of course, now the Team Capital car is immediately behind the WSR car. Jo, moinsen, willkommen im Stream. Willkommen zu den letzten 30 Minuten des ersten Stints. Ja, reminder for everyone who's still watching. After the end of the stint, we will have a change of streamers. Big Mac will continue to stream the next 2 stints, so the next 3 hours of racing, and after that I'm not sure who's streaming. Gotta have a look onto that later on, but yeah, I'm gonna be driving myself the next stint, so yeah. And the next, for the final 2 stints, I think I'm going to monitor my team to see if, I can help somehow by spotting to see what other teams are doing, and yeah. Milano at the moment in last place, but Blaze Tim will have to do another pit stop. And I think those two drivers will also come out behind Milano. Oh, no, I'm not pretty sure that's true. Yeah, the gap will change because the leader has pitted now and Milano will now cross the start-finish line. Yeah, the gap will change now if when he crosses the start-finish line, so let's keep an eye on how big the gap really is. But I'm pretty sure that he will go to the end. It's 30 more minutes, the fuel seems to be sufficient. Yeah, now the gap is coming down, that's yeah, more likely. And of course the leader of the race is yeah, not a factor. This is the car that Milano will keep an eye on, as Vulcan will come into the pits at the end of this lap probably. Stint might stay out for a few more laps, and Eddie, yeah, Eddie will stay out till the end of the race. As he, yeah, fuel is looking good at the moment. I'm not sure if you mean Gobardi with Avesta, to be honest. Or do you mean Jersey? Just need to know, I'm not pretty sure. But Jersey coming into the pit a little bit earlier than Vulcan, so doing the undercut. Yeah, and Vulcan stayed out for one more lap. So getting the maximum out of his tires to later push as hard as he can. Yeah, very sad news, ladies and gentlemen. My coffee mug is empty. I need some more, but yeah. As I'll have to drive later on, I think one cup of coffee seems to be enough for now. So, where's Jersey at the moment? Yeah, he came into the pits and yeah, refueled to the end of the race, and he has Milano behind him. Remember, Milano with a few more worn tires, and yeah. I'm not sure if he will do another pit stop, but I don't think so. I think it's a little bit too late for that. Well, if he wants to do another pit stop, he has to do it now. So, let's see what Vulcan is up to, as he's losing a lot of time compared to Eddie, who's way better on tires at the moment. But yeah, doesn't matter, as Vulcan will now enter the pits. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. And this will now be interesting where he is coming out, but I'm really sure that he will come out behind Jersey. The question is if he also comes out of the pit lane behind his teammate Milano. Or maybe even behind Blaze. This would yeah, really be unfortunate, as both cars, at the moment at least, are slower. Just due to the strategy. Well, Blaze has had a lot of good lap times, but yeah, his hybrid ran out, and Vulcan coming out of the pit lane, but behind his teammate crucially. And this will be interesting if we will see a team order there. It would definitely make sense, as Vulcan is on way better material, and he has to pull away to get closer to Jersey. Yeah, no hybrid 101 is wild, but yeah, it's interesting to see how hybrid energy works, as we see Vulcan still has a bit of energy left, Oh, lunging up the inside against WSR Kev. We're going to check the GT class later on as well once again, so don't worry about that, but it's yeah, very close at the moment in the hypercar class. So, Milano with way worse tires, so let's see if they do a position change or if they keep their positions. Milano's not lifting off the throttle, so he seems to be staying ahead. Yeah. Let's keep an eye on that later on, and yeah, let's move to the last to first once more. Joe Cubano last place, Johnny in second to last. We have Kev in P10 at the moment. Gobabi in P9, so something happened there. Yeah, I remember. Gobabi is on a 2-stop strategy while Flipsy's on a 1-stop, so they might see each other once again. Gobabi doing the better lap times at the moment, but Flipsy crucially has track position, but also crucially has the worst tire wear at the moment, which, yeah, is normal if you drive 10 laps more compared to the other car. So we move to the hypercar class where we have Ryan Ajabori in 7th place. We placed him in P6, driving for Spider GT. Vulcan in P5, behind his teammate WSR Milano. City in P3, just in front of both of them. Eddie in P2, and we have Widow in 1st place with an 11-second lead, and Eddie crucially with a massive lead against the rest of the pack as well. So if you manage to do a 1-stop, it really seems to work. If you have track position, if you have clean air, those factors will be important ones. And yeah, the WSR cars now should not lose as much time as possible, as less time as possible, as they still have the opportunity to attack the cars in front. And yeah, Vulcan seems to be a little bit angry as he's weaving on the straights behind his teammate. Seems not to be happy to be behind him, but of course, if there's no team order, you're free to fight and you have to make your own way past the car in front, even if it's your teammate. Oh, there was a mistake by City. What happened there? Has he lost control? Oh yes, he seems to have lost control. So, double overtake, both WSR cars in front now. And we still have 22 minutes remaining. Yeah, but it will be difficult to get an overtake done on Eddie as he seems to be too far ahead. And Vulcan attacking now Milano and getting past him cleanly. Nice overtake, but Milano seems to be still looking up the inside, trying to get the position back, but yeah, of course, Vulcan now with the way better tires, and I don't think that Milan will be led past, back past once again, so yeah, seems to be looking fine at the moment. Yeah, it's already pulling away, now that he has clean air, fresher tires, also a bit, no, fuel seems to be the same, and yeah, Widow already pulled up a 5-second margin. No, Eddie has been held up. He lost like 5 seconds somewhere. Oh, City, yeah, he's still 3 seconds behind, and he will try to get back to the WSR car team yellow. Blaiston, I think, is a bit too far behind. S definitely is Ryan, but yeah. Let's have a look into the LMGT3 cars, where Flipsy is still in the lead, but it's only 4 seconds. So the Lamborghini is getting closer. WSR Kev 30 seconds behind. Johnny in P4 it is. Yeah, we are missing 2 GT drivers. One came in too late and then it internet problems, and the other one, yeah, the one that came too late was from Team Capital, Team 4. And yeah, after 33 minutes we had a disconnect by the WSR team number 2, and yeah, therefore we are missing 2 cars at the moment. Also we want to keep an eye on the last car, and yeah, as expected, Joe Cubano made another safety pit stop. Doing great lap times at the moment, to be honest. 1:44s are very good lap times. The GT class very close together. all of them in the same minute. That's crazy after 1 hour of driving. So let's see what is happening in front. I think Zersity is getting closer to Milano. Oh, the tires of Milano do not look very good. And he will have to do like 30 more laps approximately with those tires. Oh my goodness me, this will be a hard one. It might even come down to Blaze if he might get past again, as he's way fresher tires. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's going to be really close. On the other hand, Vulcan not really putting the... Yeah, okay, he now just got past some traffic, so that's also a factor. And the gap, only 3.4 seconds to Gobabi, who's himself now also being lapped by the Team Capital car. I think it's a race leader. No, it's Jersey, sorry. But crucially, Jersey only 1 second behind Milano. So I think he will gain this position back, because with those tires... Oh no, he's getting held up by the DLL Lexus. No way to get past here. Yeah, that's the difficulty of this track. It's so difficult to get past traffic. You really have to position yourself finely. And there is an overtake attempt by Zersity. Both sides of the DLL car are now kept by the hypercars. Nothing happened there, no contact. Crazy stuff. Great work by all of those 3 cars to keep their racing line, and having no contact, everything remained as before. Milano still in front of Zersity. But of course, compare this tire wear. It's way better for the American driver, for Team Capital at the moment. So this is definitely not over yet. Yeah, for Eddie, however, I would say it is over. He's on the same strategy as Milano, went into the pit a little bit later, doing a slightly better job on saving his tires, which is very crucial. As let's keep an eye on his lap times. We have to ignore the last one, as it was only due to traffic. Let's keep an eye on the sector. I think Milano did a 33 earlier on. He's now 1 second short. But of course, we still have the last sector, so difficult to compare the lap times. Yeah, Vulcan up in front, pulling away. He had a little bit of more of luck in this situation with traffic. But yeah, of course, it's an important factor. And Gobabi also only 2 seconds behind Flipsy, and the tire wear, seems to look better. Flipsy with, way less fuel, but under normal circumstances it should be enough to go till the end. As we mentioned before, the Lexus grey car on fuel. So, you easily get the same laps completed with 10% less fuel than some other cars, as for example the Lamborghini. Therefore, on the other hand, on a one lap pace, the Lambo should be a little bit quicker. So, So information for all drivers for stint number 2. The stint 2 lobby is open. Host is aka Jaybird. So of course you are free to enter the lobby if you prefer to. I'm driving there myself, but of course I don't want to quit, as we have still a lot of close battles, and this is one of the closest ones. And here we have another one. Jersey only 1 second behind WSR Milano once again. He lost a bit of time earlier and now gained it immediately back. To be honest, I don't know where to look. This They are both duels which are close, and they are Ryan coming into the pit lane once again. He has damage at the rear. Maybe he could have finished his stint anyways. There are only 10 laps remaining, but yeah, he decided better off it and yeah, to repair his damage. So he seems to be sure that he will gain the time back after repairing his damage. And we have an overtaking up time by Cersei around the outside, coming into turn number 2, and he has it. Yes, he has it. P4 for the second team capital car, for the pole setter. Milano might be fuming at the moment, but look at his tires. There was just nothing he could do. Tires are done. That's it. And Blaiston will also still be a factor, as he's, yeah, maybe still 11 seconds behind, but he was not doing that much worse lap times before. And he is gaining at the moment, so this is not over yet. But yeah, of course, this is not over yet either, so let's also keep an eye on the GT class. Yeah, Flipsy under massive pressure by the Lamborghini, and we have seen some overtakes by Kobabe already before. Great strategy by the Lambo, by the way. We went into the pit, I think, after 10 laps. We were, yeah, having a lot of question marks above our heads, but yeah, it worked out perfectly. I think he might try to get him on the start-finish straight. Lamborghini, yeah, as we mentioned before, with a good exit speed. No, he's already lunging up the inside, trying to get the overtake done, or just getting the Lexus out of position. So it seemed to be a good idea at the moment. Flipsy staying on the racing line. But I don't think that there's much that he can do, as, yeah, Kobabe at the moment is doing way better lap times. But of course, getting close is one thing, getting past, something completely different. So what is Flipsy about to do? Is he staying on the inside? No, he keeps the door open, but Kobabe still staying behind, as the race leader is now approaching the pair of them. Oh, slight contact, but Kobabe pulled back, kept his position, didn't want to overtake this way. Great job by all cars again, keeping the racing line, and Flipsy keeps the lead. So how is it looking? Yeah, the gap is coming down. Blazed him only 8 seconds behind Milano, but the fuel is also an important factor. I think he might just have enough fuel to go to the end of the race, but I'm not 100% sure. There are like, how many laps are remaining? 5 or 6 laps? I don't think that he has enough fuel. I don't think so. Great battle between both of those cars, and now Kobabe is getting past the Lexus, and he now takes the lead of the race. Great overtake there by the Lamborghini driver for the Spider GT Racing team. So what is Flipsy about to do? The Lexus, as we know, has not the worst top speed. It has a pretty good one, so he might really come back on the straights. At least he's trying to get the overtake done around the outside. Kobabe giving him the minimum amount of space. Flipsy trying to get the switchback done. Kobabe closing the inside once again. Very good battle at the moment. Oh, slight contact there. I don't think there was weaving, as Kobabe was also behind, so yeah, fair play. I don't think so, but looked good. Yeah, you are allowed to switch the lanes 2 times, but nothing else, and if it's excessively, yeah, that's a job for the stewards, not for us at the moment. Even though I'm a steward, but yeah. At the moment I'm just here to enjoy the racing, and I think it was a fair overtake. So, let's look behind. Yeah, Kev has Johnny 12 seconds behind, so I think the battle here is done, and there we still had a duel, I think. No. Oh my goodness, we don't get the tires of the Team Yellow car. Vulcan is getting closer to Eddie. He will not be able to overtake him in this stint, but he will gain back a bit of time, which will be important for the later stints. And crucially, he's putting away from one of his main opponents, from Xercity. No fights at the moment as we now enter the last 9 minutes. Yeah, gotta be keeping an eye on every single driver when they cross the line so that you can spot the gaps. Therefore, let's hope that we don't forget anyone. Just in case that something happens, will be able to provide you the gaps necessary to enter the gap into the gap document later on. I think Tim will get to the rear of Milano. I think he will get him. He's doing 34s constantly if he does not have traffic. He's in trouble, yeah. Milano's in trouble at the moment. Fastest lap time by winner 132.374. Crazy stuff. Oh, Gobabi almost lost his car once again. But saved it greatly. Oh, Kev had a mistake. There was a collision. Damage on the WSR car number 2 and Johnny's just behind him. And I think Kev has to finish this stint without entering the pit lane as he would lose too much time. There are only 7.5 minutes remaining. So we get some racing action once again. We don't know exactly what happened there. Is there damage on some other car? I don't think so. Milano passed him, but let's see, where did Kev lose time? It was a lap before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is terrible for WSR at the moment. I think Johnny will get past him. He was like 10 seconds behind. And here I was saying that nothing will happen once again. And then, yeah. Also, we have to keep an eye on the gap between Milano and Blaze Tim, of course. Yeah, I mean, Johnny giving space to the ESP car. Trying to not risk anything. Oh, Xercity went past Milano already. So what happened there? Yeah, there was a 37. But he lost a huge amount of time. He bumped Johnny, didn't he? Who exactly? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Was it Cap because he was behind? I'm not sure. Nevertheless, as mentioned before, that's not my decision to make, at least not mine alone, and not for now, it's for the stewards later on. So of course, if anything happens, if you're unhappy with the situation in the race, just yeah, send in the mentioned incident, and the stewards will discuss passionately about what decision shall be made and brought upon the intruder. Of course. Yeah, just kidding. No, of course we will closely look into what happened, as we all want to have a fair race, naturally. Yeah, Kev in the meantime, staying in front of Johnny. Remember, he's won a one-stop strategy, but the tire wear looks great compared to the BMW. And Flipsy's also gaining a bit of time back to Gobabi, or maybe he lost some... No, there's no traffic around him. But still, Gobabi doing great lap times. Ah, no, sorry, I just had like a brain freeze at the moment. It was Blaiston who was closing to Milano, not the city who was closing into Milano, so my apologies. I'm already streaming for an hour of 25, so yeah, off to a good start as I have to drive in the next 30 minutes. Yeah, so let's see how this ends up. Yeah, of course, going to give my best. I think those who drove against me know that I always leave enough space to each car, and yeah, therefore, as we all want to have fun racing, and yeah, I think this track provides a lot of fun. Mostly. Oh, the gap is getting closer, and also the skies are getting a little bit darker, so we might get a bit of rain action at the end? Question mark? Yeah, Kev is losing a lot of time on the straight, but that's normal due to his damage. So we are not seeing straight headlights, and we're also not seeing the rain lights active at the moment, so at least there's no rain at the moment, but the sky is getting darker. So, how does it look here? Yeah, looking good. So I think the gaps, maybe this is the closest, yeah, no, not maybe, this is the closest battle at the moment. So this is maybe the only opportunity. It's almost kept not his car there, and I think this was the moment where he's now going to lose his position, as he has no chance of defending on the straights with his damaged Lamborghini. Yeah, Johnny getting past him, Kev trying to fire it. Oh, he completely bottles it, misses his braking point. Unbelievable stuff, guys. 2 laps from the end and he completely misses his braking point. Johnny goes past him and gains a huge amount of time. 6 seconds ahead. And this is, I think, a secure position now for him. There's nothing that will happen after that. Oh my goodness me, I think he wanted to defend and then completely missed his braking point. Yeah, of course the wind also changed. It now comes from the northeastern part. Yeah, from the west-northwestern direction, so like from a heading 300. So up ahead, no issues whatsoever for the race leader. I think he will be able to maybe open a 58 lap. If I'm not mistaken, so he will be the last car to finish the race. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that. We have 1 minute and 33 seconds, no, 43 seconds remaining. And now 37, and oh, it will be really, really close. But he has no traffic ahead. At least I don't think that he will overtake another car. So we are approaching the last minute of stint number 1. I think we had a great stint. There were a few incidents, of course. The weather was changing a bit. Still we had no rain. But yeah, it's difficult to see how it plans out later on. So the last minute is on their way, and I think Widow just might be able to open another lap, which means that the car behind him, which is Johnny at the moment, will be the first to finish. Either Johnny or Widow, 40 seconds remaining. Of course, we keep an eye on every single car, so that you can monitor the gaps. So I'm gonna finish the stint like after, like 5 minutes after the end of the race, and therefore you are able to, of course, save your replays and get a look on what still has to be done. No, I think Widow will not be able to open another lap. The time is just not sufficient, so therefore, congratulations to Widow for Team Capital, or might be able to open another lap. No, he's not. So congratulations to the race winner. So Johnny the next car in line, but there is still a car behind him, which is Eddie, if I'm not mistaken. The question is, will Eddie get past him beforehand? I think he will. It's gonna be side by side. Let's keep an eye. Yeah, both of them are giving themselves sufficient space, of course. Yeah, great overtaking action. So Eddie the next to finish with a gap of 34.6 seconds approximately. Johnny with a gap of 10 minutes and 2 seconds. Next in line, WSR Kev. Yeah, unfortunate ending, but yeah, it is what it is. 10 minutes and 12 seconds the gap. Next car in line will be Joe Cubano, and he has the WSR car team blue behind him, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, Joe Cubano across the line, 10 minutes 29 seconds. Vulcan the next, 1 minute and 3 seconds the gap to the race leader. Xercity 1 minute and 10. The next one will be Go Barbie with a gap of 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Or he pulled a gap of 9 seconds ahead of Flipsy, so great stuff. 9 minutes and 19 seconds for Flipsy. Milano the next one with a gap of 1 minute and 26. Raja with 3 minutes and 4. Blaze Tim 1 minute and 31 seconds. So, we completed and monitored every single gap. Congratulations to the Stint winner from Team Capital with starting number 27, if I'm not mistaken. Great job by every single one of you. It was a lot of fun, and yeah. Just in case that anything happens, of course, we save the replay. And yeah, so that's basically it. It's yeah, keep an eye on the results. Let's make some screenshots just for safety. So we have Widow in P1, second place Eddie, third place Vulcan, fourth place Xercity, P5 Milano, and P6 Blaze Tim, and last but not least in the hypercar class we have Ryan Ajibori. Then the GT3 class, we have Go Barbie in P1, overall P8, second place Flipsy, third place Johnny, WSR Kev in P4, Joe Cubano in P5, Mr. Krabs had a disconnect for WSR2, and Team Capital 4 had internet problems before the start of the stint, therefore we only have 13 drivers ahead. So, I hope you enjoyed the stint. Yeah, stick at home, we'll close the lobby, let's make some screenshots, I forgot about that. So, number 1. Sorry for the blue screen. So, get away message please, I want to make a screenshot. So, that's it, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed the stream, I hope you also enjoy the rest of the race later on. See you, and yeah, bye bye. Have fun.